Part 1. The country that had nothing. Imagine waking up in a country where nearly every major city has been reduced to rubble. Factories are gone. Roads have disappeared. Millions of families have lost everything. There is almost no industry, almost no natural resources, and little hope for the future. Now imagine that just a few decades later, that same country builds some of the world's largest technology companies. It becomes home to Samsung, Hyundai, LG, SK Hynix. Its companies manufacture the memory chips powering artificial intelligence, the smartphones used by billions, and some of the world's most advanced electric vehicles. Today, South Korea is one of the richest and most technologically advanced nations on Earth. But how did a country that once depended on foreign aid become a global technology powerhouse? The answer is a story of extraordinary ambition, relentless education, government planning, and a willingness to compete with the biggest economies in the world. This is the story of how South Korea became a tech giant. Chapter 1. A Nation Divided. To understand South Korea's rise, we first have to travel back to one of the darkest periods in modern history. For centuries, Korea existed as a unified kingdom. But in the early 20th century, the Korean peninsula came under Japanese colonial rule. For 35 years, Korea's industries, agriculture, and people were controlled by Imperial Japan. Then came the end of World War II. Japan surrendered in 1945. Instead of becoming united again, Korea was divided into two separate zones. The Soviet Union occupied the north, the United States occupied the south. What began as a temporary arrangement soon became permanent. By 1948, two completely different countries had emerged. North Korea in the north, South Korea in the south. Both claimed to represent the entire Korean peninsula. The tension between them grew rapidly. Then, in June 1950, everything changed. North Korean forces crossed the 38th parallel, launching the Korean War. Within weeks, much of South Korea had fallen. The war quickly became one of the first major conflicts of the Cold War, drawing in forces from the United States, China, and many other nations. For 3 devastating years, cities were bombed, industries destroyed, and millions of civilians displaced. By the time an armistice was signed in 1953, the peninsula had been left in ruins. Chapter 2. One of the poorest countries on Earth. The South Korea that emerged from the Korean War looked nothing like the modern nation we know today. Entire cities had been destroyed. Factories lay abandoned. Electricity was unreliable. Transportation networks barely functioned. Millions of people were homeless. At the time, South Korea's income per person was among the lowest in the world. Many countries believed South Korea had little chance of becoming prosperous. Unlike many resource-rich nations, South Korea had almost no significant reserves of oil, natural gas, or valuable minerals. It was a small country with limited farmland and a rapidly growing population. Its greatest challenge was simple. How could a nation with so few natural resources compete against countries that possessed so much more? For years, South Korea depended heavily on international assistance, particularly from the United States, to rebuild its economy and infrastructure. Few outside observers imagined that this struggling nation would one day become a leader in semiconductors, electronics, automobiles, and artificial intelligence. But beneath the surface, something remarkable was beginning to take shape. Chapter 3. Betting everything on people. South Korea could not rely on oil. It could not rely on gold. It could not rely on vast natural resources. Instead, it chose to invest in the one resource it had in abundance: its people. Education became a national priority. Families made enormous sacrifices so their children could attend school. Universities expanded. Technical training improved. Engineering and science became respected career paths. A culture of hard work, discipline, and continuous improvement spread across the country. At the same time, the government began laying the foundations for rapid industrial development. New roads connected cities. Ports expanded to support international trade. Electricity reached more communities. Factories slowly began to reopen. The transformation would not happen overnight, but the foundations for one of history's greatest economic success stories had been laid. In the early 1960s, South Korea remained poor. Most experts still believed its future would be limited. But one leader believed the country could become an industrial powerhouse. His strategy would transform a nation devastated by war into one of the world's fastest growing economies. It would become known as the Miracle on the Han River, and it would change South Korea and the global technology industry forever. Part 2. Building an Economic Miracle. In the early 1960s, South Korea was still one of the poorest countries in the world. Many economists believed its lack of natural resources would permanently limit its future, but history often belongs to the countries willing to think differently. South Korea made a bold decision. Instead of competing through natural wealth, it would compete through manufacturing, technology, exports, and education. It was a gamble unlike anything the country had attempted before, and it would become known as one of the greatest economic transformations in modern history.
Chapter 1. The Architect of Industrialization. In 1961, General Park Chung-hee came to power through a military coup. His rule remains one of the most debated periods in South Korean history. Politically, his government was authoritarian and imposed significant restrictions on political freedoms. Economically, however, it pursued an ambitious strategy focused on rapid industrial development. Park believed South Korea could not remain dependent on foreign aid. If the nation wanted prosperity, it had to earn it. His government introduced a series of 5-year economic development plans. These plans directed investment toward roads, ports, power plants, heavy industry, and manufacturing. Banks were encouraged to finance industries considered strategically important. Companies that expanded exports received incentives, while those that failed to compete internationally often lost government support. The message was clear. South Korea's future would be built by selling high-quality products to the world. This export-driven strategy transformed the country's priorities. Factories no longer produced mainly for domestic consumers. They produced for global markets. Every shipment leaving South Korean ports represented jobs, foreign income, and another step toward economic independence. Chapter 2. The Rise of the Chaebols.
The government strategy also relied on building large industrial groups known as chaebols. Unlike ordinary companies, chaebols expanded into many different industries under centralized family leadership. Among them were names that would eventually become known around the globe: Samsung, Hyundai, LG, SK. During their early years, these companies looked very different from the global technology giants we know today. Samsung, founded in 1938, began as a trading business dealing in goods such as dried fish, groceries, and noodles. Hyundai started as a construction company, helping rebuild roads, bridges, and infrastructure after the Korean War. LG began by producing everyday consumer products before expanding into electronics. These companies were encouraged to think bigger. Government support, access to financing, and a strong focus on exports enabled them to invest in new industries and modern manufacturing. Competition among the chaebols was intense. Each sought to improve efficiency, reduce costs, and produce goods that could compete with the best products from Japan, Europe, and the United States. Over time, they became the engines of South Korea's industrial expansion.
Chapter 3. Education, the nation's greatest investment. Factories alone could not transform South Korea. They needed skilled workers, engineers, scientists, researchers, managers. Recognizing this, South Korea invested heavily in education. Schools expanded across the country. Universities strengthened engineering and science programs. Technical institutes trained workers for increasingly advanced industries. Families also played a crucial role. Education became deeply valued as a pathway to opportunity. Students worked long hours, and many families made significant sacrifices to support their children's studies. As a result, South Korea built a workforce capable of operating sophisticated factories, developing new technologies, and competing in global industries. Knowledge became one of the country's most valuable resources. Chapter 4. From cheap goods to high technology. South Korea's industrial journey did not begin with smartphones or semiconductors. It began with labor-intensive manufacturing. Textiles, clothing, footwear, basic consumer goods. As the economy grew, companies gradually moved into more advanced industries. Steel production expanded. Shipbuilding accelerated. Automobile manufacturing gained momentum. Heavy machinery became more sophisticated. Each step generated new skills, higher incomes, and greater technological capabilities. Instead of remaining trapped in low-cost manufacturing, South Korea steadily climbed the value chain. Its ambition was no longer simply to manufacture products designed elsewhere. It wanted to design, innovate, and lead. By the 1980s, South Korea had achieved something remarkable. A country once devastated by war had become one of the fastest-growing industrial economies in the world. But its greatest transformation was still ahead. The next challenge was no longer building factories. It was building the technologies that would define the future. Microchips, computers, mobile phones, and eventually artificial intelligence. South Korea was about to enter the race that would reshape the global technology industry.
Part 3. Becoming a global tech superpower.
By the late 1980s, South Korea had already achieved what many believed was impossible. It had transformed itself from one of the world's poorest countries into a rapidly industrializing economy. But South Korea's leaders understood an important truth. Manufacturing alone would never guarantee long-term prosperity. Countries with lower wages could eventually produce the same goods at lower costs. If South Korea wanted to remain competitive, it needed to move beyond simply making products. It needed to invent them. The future belonged to innovation, and South Korea was determined to lead it. Chapter 1. The Semiconductor Revolution. Every smartphone, every artificial intelligence system, every modern data center, every high-performance computer. At the heart of them all lies one tiny component: the semiconductor chip. Few products are more important to the modern economy. Without semiconductors, today's digital world simply could not exist. Recognizing their importance early, South Korea invested billions of dollars into semiconductor research and manufacturing. Companies such as Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix built some of the world's most advanced chip fabrication facilities. These factories, often called fabs, operate in ultra-clean environments where even a microscopic dust particle can ruin a chip. Producing advanced semiconductors requires years of research, precision engineering, and enormous financial investment. Only a handful of countries possess the expertise needed to manufacture cutting-edge chips at scale. South Korea became one of them. Today, it is among the world's leading producers of memory chips, supplying essential components used in cloud computing, smartphones, gaming consoles, and AI infrastructure. As artificial intelligence continues to expand, demand for advanced memory technology has grown rapidly, making semiconductors one of South Korea's most strategically important industries.
Chapter 2. Samsung's Global Rise.
No company represents South Korea's technological transformation more than Samsung. What began in 1938 as a small trading business evolved into one of the world's largest technology companies. Samsung invested aggressively in research and development. Year after year, it introduced new televisions, smartphones, household appliances, batteries, displays, and semiconductor technologies. Its willingness to invest heavily, even during periods of uncertainty, allowed it to compete with some of the world's biggest technology firms. Today, Samsung products are used in nearly every corner of the globe. The company is also a major supplier of components used by other technology manufacturers. Many devices sold under different brands contain Samsung memory chips, displays, or storage technology. Its influence extends far beyond the products carrying the Samsung name. The company's success also demonstrated something important. South Korean companies were no longer simply manufacturing products designed elsewhere. They were shaping the direction of global technology. Chapter 3. More than electronics. Although electronics brought South Korea worldwide recognition, the country's technological strength extends far beyond smartphones. Hyundai and Kia became internationally respected automobile manufacturers, investing in electric vehicles, hydrogen fuel cell technology, and autonomous driving research. South Korea also emerged as one of the world's leading shipbuilding nations. Its shipyards construct some of the largest and most technologically advanced cargo ships, LNG carriers, and offshore engineering platforms. In biotechnology, pharmaceutical companies expanded research into vaccines, advanced medicines, and medical technologies. The country also became a leader in robotics, automation, and industrial manufacturing systems. High-speed internet infrastructure connected homes and businesses across the nation, helping digital industries grow rapidly. South Korea consistently ranked among the world's most connected societies, creating an environment where new technologies could spread quickly. Instead of depending on a single industry, South Korea built an economy supported by multiple advanced sectors. This diversification made it more resilient and better prepared for future technological change.
Chapter 4. Innovation, Education, and Global Culture. Technology alone did not define South Korea's rise. Innovation became part of its national identity. Universities strengthened partnerships with industry. Research institutions collaborated with private companies. Startups received increasing investment. Engineers, scientists, and entrepreneurs continued pushing technological boundaries. At the same time, South Korea expanded its global cultural influence. K-pop, Korean films, television dramas, online gaming, beauty products, fashion. These industries introduced millions of people to South Korean culture. This phenomenon, often called the Korean Wave, enhanced the country's international reputation and supported exports across many sectors. South Korea had become more than a manufacturing powerhouse. It had become a global innovation and cultural leader. Yet, success brings new challenges. Competition is becoming more intense. Artificial intelligence is transforming industries. China is investing heavily in advanced manufacturing. The United States, Japan, and Europe are strengthening their semiconductor industries. South Korea now faces a new question. Can it continue leading in a world where technological competition is accelerating faster than ever before? The answer may determine the country's future for decades to come.
Part 4. The future of South Korea.
For more than half a century, South Korea has accomplished something extraordinary. It transformed itself from a nation devastated by war into one of the world's most advanced economies.
Its companies help power smartphones, electric vehicles, artificial intelligence, and the digital infrastructure used by billions of people. But history has shown that no country can rely on past success forever. The technologies that created yesterday's winners are not always the ones that define tomorrow's leaders. As the global economy enters a new era shaped by artificial intelligence, automation, biotechnology, and geopolitical competition, South Korea faces its next great challenge. Can it stay ahead? Chapter 1. The Race for Artificial Intelligence. Artificial intelligence is rapidly becoming one of the most important technologies of the 21st century. AI systems require enormous computing power. They also depend on one critical component: advanced semiconductor chips. This is where South Korea has a major advantage. Companies like Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix are among the world's leading producers of advanced memory chips, which play an essential role in AI servers and high-performance computing. Recognizing the importance of AI, South Korea has increased investment in research, digital infrastructure, and semiconductor manufacturing. Universities are expanding AI programs. Technology companies are developing new software, robotics, and automation systems. Government initiatives have also encouraged innovation in next-generation industries. The goal is clear: not just to manufacture technology, but to help create the technologies that shape the future.
Chapter 2. Challenges on the Horizon. Despite its remarkable achievements, South Korea faces significant challenges. One of the most serious is its aging population. Like several advanced economies, South Korea has one of the world's lowest birth rates. A shrinking workforce can make it more difficult to sustain economic growth and support an aging society. Competition is also becoming more intense. China has invested heavily in semiconductors, electric vehicles, renewable energy, and advanced manufacturing. The United States, Japan, and the European Union are also expanding domestic chip production and investing in strategic industries. Global supply chains have become more complex, and geopolitical tensions have increased the importance of technological independence. South Korean companies must continue innovating while navigating an increasingly competitive and uncertain global environment. Success can no longer be taken for granted. Chapter 3. Beyond Technology. South Korea's influence extends far beyond factories and laboratories. Its music, films, television dramas, fashion, beauty industry, and cuisine have become globally recognized. The Korean wave has introduced millions of people to South Korean culture. This cultural influence strengthens tourism, exports, and international partnerships. At the same time, South Korea continues investing in green energy, smart cities, advanced healthcare, robotics, aerospace, and digital transformation. These sectors could become major drivers of future economic growth. The country's strategy has always been to adapt. When global industries changed, South Korea changed with them. That flexibility may prove to be one of its greatest competitive advantages. Chapter 4. Lessons from South Korea's Success. South Korea's journey offers lessons that extend far beyond its borders. Natural resources alone do not guarantee prosperity. Many resource-rich nations have struggled to achieve sustained economic growth. South Korea followed a different path. It invested in education, it encouraged industrial development, it embraced exports, it supported research and innovation. Its companies competed in global markets and continually improved their products. The country's rise was not the result of a single decision or one successful company. It was built over decades through consistent investment, resilience, and the willingness to adapt to changing technologies and global markets. Few countries have transformed as dramatically as South Korea. Within the span of a single lifetime, it rose from the ruins of war to become one of the world's leading technology and manufacturing economies. Today, South Korean innovations influence how people communicate, travel, work, learn, and connect with the world. Its story is not just about Samsung, Hyundai, or semiconductor chips. It is a story about long-term vision, about investing in people, about rebuilding after hardship, and about believing that a nation's greatest resource can be the talent, determination, and creativity of its citizens. The next chapter of South Korea's story is still being written. Artificial intelligence, robotics, clean energy, biotechnology, and space technology will shape the decades ahead. Whether South Korea remains at the forefront will depend on its ability to keep innovating in a rapidly changing world. But if history is any guide, it has already shown an extraordinary capacity to overcome challenges and reinvent itself. From one of the poorest nations on Earth to one of the world's leading technology giants, South Korea's transformation remains one of the most remarkable economic success stories in modern history. If you enjoyed this documentary and want to explore how countries shape the future through innovation, economics, and technology, subscribe to Atlas Films. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next documentary.